What's up, guys? Big Pat, Swallow Ranks, back again. Day 7 through 9. That's day 7, 8, 9. Okay. Here we go. First, I want to start it off with some little fun facts. High glucose levels and fat gain versus fat loss. How exactly it works, a little bit scientific, a little bit of smart stuff going on. There we go. High glucose levels and full glycogen stores. So glucose is your blood sugar levels. Okay. Glycogen is the stores in your muscle. Okay. But this is basically like how your body stores energy. That is like the first line of energy. So the first little bit of energy you're going to get while doing anything physical is going to be from your glycogen stores. Now, how does this affect you? Carb intake and eating sugars or excessive amounts of carbs. What happens here in basic and short is high glucose levels, so the blood sugar is circulating, starts filling in the glycogen stores throughout the body in the muscle tissue. From here, when the glycogen stores are full, what happens is that it gets recirculated. Okay, blood sugar goes back through the system, through the liver. Now notice that would put a strain on your liver. So obviously this is why people who eat excessive amounts of sugars or diabetes, cirrhosis of the liver, alcoholics, that's part of it. Alcohol is a toxin in itself. But let's say with the diabetic point of view, sugars get recirculated, stressing out the liver, but from there it gets turned into triglycerides. Now what happens with that, when your triglyceride levels rise and your insulin levels rise because you're still circulating blood sugar, your body's trying to put it somewhere before it goes to convert into triglycerides. That's like not what it wants to do, but that's what it has to do, so it doesn't overload the system if you're eating excessive amounts. What happens here, the high insulin is the carrier of nutrients, of triglycerides, glucose. So triglycerides then get carried off and go into wherever they can go. Obviously they're going to try to go into the muscle cells, but more likely, if you're eating excessive amounts, it's getting carried right into the fat stores. Alright. Now, like I said, all this stuff puts excess stress on the pancreas because the insulin has to be cranked out the whole time. At the same time, the liver is being stressed with having to process all the fast carbs. Now, with all this, how does this relate to you burning fat? Well, for instance, the other day, checked my blood glucose levels in the morning after meal 1. That's why we cut the carbs, okay? 77. It's a fat burning state. What happens when your blood glucose levels are low enough, carbs, fats aren't being carried into the cell. Instead, fat-burning hormones, glucagon, epinephrine, growth hormone, can get into the cell, convert it into a usable form of energy. What does that mean? That means you're going to be burning fat straight off the start. This is why we're pulling carbs from meal 1. Okay? No carbs, meal 1. Over here, that's why we're pulling carbs. We're lowering the carbs from meal 1. Trying to transition into a lower to no carb breakfast. Alright, from here, cardio, 10 minutes total. Add 5 minutes to what you're already doing. Fasted is the best. Why? Because we're already in a fat burning state. Okay? So, by fasted, if y'all don't know, before you eat. So you wake up, do your cardio. You started with 5 minutes, now you're at 10 minutes. It's not difficult. At the same time, you need to keep in mind the goal that you are burning fat. You are losing fat. It's simply a day-by-day routine to grow into your new identity. That's what this is becoming. The new you. All right, so let's stay in that fat burning mode, doing cardio. Minus another half cup from the carb portion, meal one. Okay, so last time I kind of showed y'all about a half cup, a small portion from the meal, from the plate. Take that and get rid of it. And what I'm saying is replacing it with a lean source of protein. Egg whites, chicken breast, sirloin steak, something like, check your packaging when you're buying something. Look at it, let's say you buy some ground turkey. Look at the label. It says 4 ounces per serving. Look at the fat content. Shooting for less than 8 grams of fat per serving. I call that lean. I mean, it's leaner than half the foods, I guess. It's not super lean, but it's not bad. And what we're doing here, we're increasing the protein intake, again, because you likely need it. At the same time, protein is very thermic in itself. So, your body is not going to try to convert it into fat or glucose, and I don't know, it's just more likely to be used in the way we want it to be used. So try to do this, eliminating the half cup carb portion from meal one, replacing it with protein. All right, over here, the advanced people, those who are tracking macros or eat really clean already, eat stable meals, adding another 5 minutes cardio, 10 minutes total. Still easy. Me, just started 20 minutes today. So I'll probably be incorporating fasted right now. It hasn't been. It's been post-training. Why? Because you kind of get into a fat burning state after you train. Because blood sugar levels drop, insulin levels drop, fat burning hormones increase, and glycogen stores are depleted. So at the same time, this is why training is important. You're burning glycogen. So if you do have excess amounts of blood sugar, your body is more likely to store them into the muscle. So right here, meal 2, minus 10% total daily carb intake. So in this scenario, 300 carbs a day was the starting carbs. Subtracting 30 carbs from meal 2. All right. So we've already got 0 on meal 1, keeping the fat intake right there. We're going to do this on purpose. Keep blood sugar, insulin levels low. Fat helps with that. Because even protein can spike insulin. So we're going to have our fat intake up on meal 1 along with the protein. Meal 2, the fat intake, dropping it by 10% as well. In this case, we got 100 grams of fat. 10% is 10 grams, went from 25 to 15. Maybe you're eating 70 grams of fat per day. Subtract 7, because 70 grams divided by 10 is 7. Subtract 7 grams from your meal 2. Alright, so we're slowly transitioning into a more ketogenic diet to further enhance our fat loss. For those of you who don't know, ketogenic diets, they're kind of fad right now. Basically, your body gets into ketosis, starts burning ketones, runs on fat as its main source of energy versus glycogen, glucose, like most people are used to. Now, as far as that goes, I'm not the biggest fan of the keto diet. I've never actually truly been into ketosis. Like you reach a state of ketosis naturally by being in like a fasted state, and but with these keto diets, what they're trying to do is be in that state for even after they're eating meals. And I don't know the long-term effects. Some people love it, some people hate it. Me personally, I like to have my food and not be so picky about it. At the same time, like I said, you reach a state of ketosis, being in fasted states, different training states, and that's kind of ketosis we're shooting for, is the easier form of ketosis. And that's all I got for today. Thank y'all for watching. Like I said, take progress pictures. Till next time, have a good one.